gotta go down. Let me just talk and say, come down today. And I know, I already know, but still, you gotta talk to me anyway. Just one day, one day. You ready? All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Black Watch. This is the second day of Black History Month, but we celebrate it every day for 365, sometimes 366 days. We don't never stop being black. Well, now, I had an opportunity for the probably 30th or 40th time to go through this Willie Lynch letter that we talked about before. And as you can, please, ladies and gentlemen, it is not about, I don't care nothing about anybody else's cultural view or cultural idea or whatever. This is about us, right? So I want us to be very, very clear. All of the politics and all of the other stuff that's going on out in the world is just about a distraction. At the end of the day, number one, how are you taking care of your family? And this goes both for both men and women, because the children are the ones that suffer, because they have to suffer in silence because nobody is coming to their aid to lend a voice. So that's number one. Number two, even if there's an estrangement between the adults, you will have to be grown up enough to make sure that your focus is the child. And unfortunately, even myself, been caught up in stuff and taken away from and moved over here and distracted by other stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with our children, my children. But once a connection or reconnection was made, then it was they're the focus, because they have to be, because they're the most important focus. Now, we talked a little bit about the Willie Lynch letter, and we've been mentioning it and mentioning it and mentioning it over and over and over again. So I have a copy of the same thing that Uncle Mick has, and hopefully he can share it with the family, and you all can read it if you want to. You should, because we have to see how a very small group of people on the planet who call us minorities, and they're the global minority, but how a small group of people was able to manipulate and change billions of people's ideology. It happened in China. I think this year is 2025, and Hong Kong is going to be taken away from the British rule and given back to the Chinese government after so many years of being under British rule. So they get to take that back. And as we look and pay attention to things that are taking place on the continent, we see that a lot of the continent and a few of the continental countries are removing the last vestiges of colonialism and going back to, you know, what they felt that is what their culture is. And that's important, because that helps give us an opportunity to do the same cultural revolution that we did in the past. So, and pay attention to the background, because the background of nature is very important, because nature is where we understand and where we can hear God from. So just to put that little tidbit out there for you, just in case you didn't catch the background. Last time was a classroom. This time it's the greatest classroom. The greatest classroom is being out in nature, because that is a place where you can truly hear God. Because that's where the whole spirituality and religiosity comes from. And the religiosity comes later after spiritualism, right? And being spiritual. So, So countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Ghana is beginning to remove what's left of the vestiges of colonialism. I spoke with one of my god sisters today, and she was telling me that Benin is talking about being able to be open to offering dual citizenships to the few people, us, that have been removed from our mothers, due to this transatlantic slave trade, or Ma'afa, as it's also known as. Um, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. But the caveat that I have with that, with any of them, is number one, when we talk about countries who are throwing off the old guard, but you put on a new guard, right? So you got the Chinese going over there, and they go into different African countries, and they're literally raping those countries. And you got the Russians going over there, and they're literally raping those countries. So what we have is you got where you're changing one noose for another one. Oh, well, we're going to go over here and deal with the Russians because the Russians got a different, what's the name, based upon some old ideology and philosophies from the 50s and the 60s. But we have to remember in the 50s and the 60s, the United States and Russia was fighting a Cold War, and whatever that was, the ideology that I'll blow you up and I'll build a bigger bomb, but I'm really not going to do it, but I got it just in case. And so now, because the Russians and the Chinese don't have as much natural resources, so what do? You go to Mother Africa. This is the same psychological game that they've been playing that we're talking about here. That when we talk about the letters of Willie Lynch, that was written all of those many years ago, and how we're still playing these games. So even the mental games that we're playing here, right? Oh, Trump's in office and DEI and this and that and other. Well, if you study what, now all of a sudden it's important for us to study our culture and our history. It should always be important that you study your culture and your history. It should be always be important that you having discussions with your children and your close circle about your culture and your history, and that you're reading books and that you're doing all of these other things so that you, where you have an African dinner or whether you learn an African language and as pure as you possibly can. I'm not telling you all what language because that would be a bias, but that may not be where you originally genetically come from. That may not be where you come from. So what you can do is find a language that fits you that's easy to learn. There's Kiswahili. There's Yoruba. Those are two that I'm aware of. There's Wolof. Those are three that I'm aware of. And there are 2,000 other languages that we can choose from. There's food, clothes, you know, food that you can eat, drinks that you can drink. And most of the drinks that come from our homeland, to the degree that we're connected to it, are way healthier than the stuff that we're drinking here. Teas, they call it sorrel in Jamaica. It's hibiscus flowers. Now everybody, all of a sudden, you got every brand, celestial teas, they're making, this tea. But African people, they drink and they call it bisop over in Senegal and in Mali. And it's a healthy drink. There's another tea called ginkgoliba, which helps clean the system out. All of the system, from head to toe. Ginkgoliba is a leaf. You boil it. It's kind of a purple drink, kind of a purple tea. Add a little bit of honey to it, or a little sugar if you want to. You drink it, makes you healthy. People with stomach problems, go to an African store, and don't take all my stuff though, because I'll start telling y'all this, and then all of a sudden there won't be no one there. There's this stuff called buoy. Right? You put it in a bottle of water, you start to drink it, and it starts to calm your stomach down. So if you travel to another country and you eat the food and it's a heavy food, depending upon where you go, the food is heavy because the oil is heavier. and you'd get what's they call traveler's diarrhea because this food's going to clean you out, right? Well, in order for you to be able to stop to enjoy your trip, ask for buoy, right? And that's how it's pronounced, spelled Boiy, buoy. But that's how you pronounce it. It's a little white seed with a powder on it, and it comes from a baobab tree. Put it in water, shake it up, start to drink it. It's kind of sweet, but it'll make sure that you don't get this so bad a case of traveler's diarrhea. And then they got this other, it looks kind of like sweet grass, and you put it in a bottle and you drink it, bottle of water, and you drink it as well, and that too will help with your stomach. So we got natural remedies coming from home. Start to use them. Start to use them. Now, back to this other situation. So now I'm going to go through some things that I picked out of this letter, this ideology that these people have used in order to make us be less than what we are. So if you really pay attention and we really downgrade all of the actions and everything else that our people do and how they act and how everybody is and just acting, she's acting this way and she's acting that way, well, we're responsible. If you don't know, then you don't know what to change. And if it attracts attention, then that's what people get. That's what people, reason why people love being on social media. Because you got to see me. It's about me, me, me. But what do you have to offer? And you're not offering anything worth anything for people to pay attention to. Other than you get on there and you shake this and do that and do the other and you be decadent. But so nobody's understanding where they're coming from? Nobody understand where that come from? See, Uncle Mick got a big smile on his face. We got a question coming. Yeah. So we're not clear where that comes from. So when we were calling each other big brother and big sister and whatever, and we made these changes that happened in the 50s and the 60s, the other group of people had to make another change as well. Mm-hmm. When we were, and I don't care, this is going to be unpopular, I don't care. When we were marched into a burning house because somebody recognized the immorality of the group of people that you wanted to sit at the table with.
Hey, you about to get in trouble.
I don't care nothing about that. Prove me wrong.
Well, I'm just saying, now, you know.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Anybody out there, prove me wrong.
You did say you're going to cut up on black
Okay,
history.
right. Because I'm tired of us talking about inventions that we never get. Oh, we built the lawnmower. We did this. And that's just an idea. But yet John Deere is making billions of dollars a year. Mm. So a black man created it. And I'm going to come back to my point I was just talking about y'all guy. John Deere makes billions of dollars a year, but the lawnmower is made by a black man. So we want to keep on talking about ideals. Well, they invented this and they invented that, but they did that, and who got something from it? 1955, there's a woman who goes in a Johns Hopkins hospital. See, this, y'all got to do some reading, because y'all not doing no reading. Y'all not serious. And y'all want to react emotionally to what I'm saying. Don't read. Don't give me no emotional reaction. Go study. So this woman's name is Henrietta Lacks. There's a book called The Immortal Cells of Henrietta Lacks or something like that. I got it. The orange book with a beautiful light-skinned lady on it with a beautiful smile on her face. So she goes into the hospital. There's something wrong. They found out she has cervical cancer. They remove the cells, do a biopsy. Come to find out the cells don't die.
I just saw that.
Okay.
I just saw that.
Okay. And the movie that just came out, there's documentaries on it. 1955. This is 2025. What is that? 70 years ago? 70? Yeah, do the math real quick. 78, 55 to 25. Yep. So 70 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. So her cells are still alive.
Yeah, 70
70 years? Okay. Her cells are still alive. They've used them in all nature of biological research. Jonas Polk could not have solved polio if it weren't for her cells, and yet the family is poor and doesn't. They just maybe got a settlement over the last 5-10 years, a settlement. Meanwhile, the biological tech industry, or biotech industry, is booming, making billions and billions of dollars. Okay, and we're still sitting here playing this particular role about we don't know and we want to overcome and we want to sit at a table or whatever. But her family may have gotten some settlement, I don't know. But even if it's $10 billion or $20 billion, you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars from 1955 to 2025, where they genetically modified to make everything. The first genetic modification took place in 1984 in Portland, Oregon, because in Oregon it's cloudy, and it stays cloudy and rainy. So they were able to genetically modify. Good afternoon, Ms. Taz. They were able to genetically modify tomatoes so that they would be okay growing in that weather. It wouldn't go mushy.
Wow.
Due to this technology. Then all of a sudden, if this technology is available and you can modify foods, then what do you do to people's bodies? And we're talking about an unprecedented amount of sicknesses that are happening.
Bioengineering.
So if I'm changing the process of the food, what else am I changing? I'm changing the body, how the body operates as well, because I'm doing it at a genetic level. So now we see girls in middle school, 6th, 7th grade, and I got some 4th graders. Now, get it? Some of it's genetics from their parents. Some of it ain't.
Now, have you heard of this book, Medical Monopoly?
Yeah.
You check that out.
That book. And then here's a better book called Medical Apartheid.
Oh, yeah. I could, yeah.
Boy.
Yes.
And well, how come black men don't want to go to the hospital? Because we never come out.
And that's why I get so mad. And don't get me wrong, I've been voting Democrat since I've been voting. That's why I be so frustrated when you can see what's going on and people don't want to wake up. We got more cancers. Look at all the drugs that people are on now.
Oh man, what? They gave it a drug for my eye blinked too much. Oh, okay, we got something for it.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna cause all of these effects.
Yeah. That's just like a person got high blood pressure. They tell you have to change your eating habit, even a diabetic.
Yeah.
Instead of us changing our eating habit to go healthy, we'd rather go get this. Like you say that in 5 or 6 years or 10 years, it's gonna wear out your kidney.
Yeah.
It's gonna beat your liver
Yep.
up. They'll still take that for I could still live this certain lifestyle. Keep eating.
Right. So instead of going to the gym and changing my lifestyle, last week I weighed 330. When we was on the show last week.
Yeah.
This week I'm down to my fighting weight at 165.
Right.
So I took a shot. Instead of getting my ass in the gym and changing how I eat.
Yeah.
But I'm just going, so I can still eat where I want to, but I'm going to go take a shot instead of doing the work.
Facts.
Now, what's the side effect of that shot on the other side later on?
They ain't going to tell you.
No, of course not.
You got to read the fine print.
And we know you're not going to read it because the only thing you want to do is lose the weight.
Right.
So remember last week, y'all, I weighed 330. It didn't look like it because of what I was wearing. That blue shirt made me look good, so I didn't look like I was wearing 330 last week. This week, I'm at 165. I cut half my weight over one shot. Now, I don't know what the hell's going to happen to me next week.
Right.
I might go back to 240. I don't know. If I eat one more slice of red velvet cake, I'm right back up there tonight.
Facts.
But because I don't want to do the work. So this country is about make it quick, fix it in a hurry instead of me putting the work in, or disposable, right? Just like relationships are disposable. You don't want to get there. There's a bump in the road. And I don't want to work hard to work through it because it's disposable. I'll just go get somebody else.
Right.
Same thing, right? So anyway, and I have to look up whether this, where's my girl at? Because she'll look it up for me real quick. She probably, man, I'm going to have to talk to my boy because he going to have to leave her alone between 1:30 and 3:30 and 2:30 or 3 o'clock. He going to have to leave Tab alone because I need her. Because she'll find out what I'm looking for in a hurry. That's my research assistant, whether she know it or not.
Facts.
Right. So, they awarded their family after 50, 60 years of fighting for something from her.
When they really got underpaid, they should have got down there. They should be a billion. They should be a billion. They should have generational wealth.
But here's what they did too. What did John Hopkins do? Well, there's an older population in this family, so you just hold up the money and wait it out till they die off.
Yeah.
And then as her family started to die, well, we're going to award this to the last few people. Oh, well, wait a minute. She ain't got no daughters or no sons? She just got these cousins or whatever? Or we can cut the settlement in half. Because they not direct descendants of hers. They over there. But see, this is the dirt that we're not paying attention to.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about Black History Month, I upset people because I want to talk about civilizations that did something for us. All right? I'm not sitting around it. Cool. My man made the lawnmower, but we don't make no. We, as group of Black people, don't make no money off the lawnmower. John Deere and his family does. There's a man who created the car, Paddington. I think it's Patterson or Paddington's his last name. I'll get the name right. Who created the car before Henry Ford. Black people don't get nothing from that. Black people as a whole get nothing from that. His family no longer exists. Right? But Ford and the people here, Buick and all Chevy, all of these people around here, they did the copy what he did and they make money from that. Their families are rich. Meanwhile, Black people are still at the bottom economically. And, oh yeah, well we make such and such trillions of dollars. From who? Where we get our money from? Where we get our money from? We work for somebody else. If you're a hooper, you hoop for who? Who's the owner? You only might have one Black owner, partial owner, in the NBA. Everybody else is white.
Yeah, you got Jordan with the Charlotte Bobcats.
Okay, so is he still an owner or did he sell his ownership in a team and took whatever he got? Because I heard,
I ain't for sure, but I know Bob Johnson sold it to him. But that was just how they played him.
Yeah.
That was,
yeah.
Let him get a little taste. But
yeah.
He's going to end up, if he could do good, he's going to end up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he sold a major portion of his ownership in the team off in order to get his billionaire status. No problem. You wasn't for Black people, no way.
But why we have to sell something to get the billionaire status when everybody
Because we for sale. We're for sale. We still chattel. We still chattel. No different than what they did in order to create what they created. We're still chattel. We're still nothing but, hey man, I'm going to sell you for a chair. Okay. Huh?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And nothing's changed. And we don't want to change it because we're comfortable in our oppression.
Sad, ain't it?
If you save your children, you're doing good. Trying to save everybody, that work ain't working. That math ain't gonna math. Because everybody don't want to be saved. We're comfortable. How in the world, let's go back to Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger. Do you get rid of the French, but you go to the Russians and the Chinese?
Crazy, ain't it?
And we think that move makes sense. That move doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The only reason why Russia was fighting over there in the first place in the 50s is because America was fighting over there getting rid of the leaders. And Russia was fighting over there for the same thing, resources.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the historical significance about what they done.
I think us as a people, we don't really understand politics. We don't understand nothing. Cause I'm about to get in trouble right here. If you point out anything like the Democrats, to me, using fear tactics right now. They going with the fear tactics.
But wait a minute. What did the Native Americans say? Left wing or right wing,
right.
Same bird.
Right.
Where's that? What so how in the world are we playing politics and we got no power?
I've been trying to figure it out because the new thing is, Trump canceled Black History Month.
How?
That's what I was trying
I'm
to.
trying to. Who in the hell is listening to somebody talking about canceling any damn thing when I live it every damn day? You can't cancel shit unless you take my life. Excuse my French, y'all.
And this show you how crazy we is. We had to get it federally a month. Like y'all didn't. That wasn't a kick in the face. 28 days, and on the leap year every 7 years, you get 29 out of it.
Well, let's tackle that real quick. When Dr. Carter G. Woodson came up with Negro History Week in February, his position was we're going to do it for two people. Number one, Lincoln, who was supposed to be, they considered to be a great emancipator, and the other one was Frederick Douglass, whose birthday is somewhere between February 15th and February 17th. So it started Negro History Week. And eventually, people said, well, we're going to do Black History Month. And then that's how that became what it was in the state in February. And it wasn't necessarily about the shortest month. It was about these two people that they centered this quote unquote outwardly celebration about. Celebrate this shit every day.
That's the point I was trying to make. Like, why would we care?
Well, I'm celebrating every day.
Yeah, like, why would we care if
Right,
we can't
I don't care.
30, I mean, a month, we do it 12.
If we do it 12 months, white people celebrate their stuff every single day. They don't care. They know they could care less. They celebrate their stuff all the time. It doesn't matter. The Jewish people don't care. Oh, Yom Kippur is doing such and such, and they're going to do their thing. And they're not asking anybody. I got into a discussion with family a few weeks ago, and they were talking about, I said, well, King is the only one that's given a national holiday. I said, I take Malcolm's birthday off, and I take Marcus Garvey's birthday off.
Right.
I just take it off. Now,
Right.
I normally don't even take my birthday off to take Malcolm's birthday off.
Right.
If my birthday happens to fall on the weekend, cool. But I typically don't take it off. But on May 19th, if it's during the weekday, I'm sick. I ain't going to be in. That's Malcolm's birthday. Well, he wasn't. Of course they're going to give one that they consider to be peaceful as compared to the other one who is saying, we're not interested in being with you.
Right.
And then with all this stuff that he was trying to do with the Muslim mosque and the Organization of African American Unity, and he was trying to put United States government on blast and the United Nations, which they created, about all the violations you have committed against people across the world, man, Malcolm gotta go.
Yeah.
But why would we not want to be like that than sit around here talking about kumbaya all the goddamn time? Excuse me, y'all. I told y'all, I'm not trying to make y'all happy. Wake the hell up. And I apologize for my abrasive language. And I'm Uncle Mick's over here blinking right now. But we're asleep.
Yeah.
We're asleep. And it's been done on purpose by design. And the design was real simple. Man, you taller than I am. I don't like you. Man, you darker than I'm bald and you got hair on your head. I don't like you. That type of silly stuff.
Happened right over there. And what was that at? Where they did sometimes, Rwanda.
Yes.
They went by height.
Yes. You got
eyes was closer together.
Little bitty stuff. And they detail in this letter, and I hope you can make it public so people can share it and get it.
On there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's the same one I sent you.
Okay,
so just share it. Yeah. Read it. And it's simple. It's a very simple tactic. But the thing is, they constantly had to do it. And then what you do is you teach black people how to do it to black people.
Facts.
And then once you do that, then we can control everything.
Yeah, just look why we ain't got unity now.
All because of them using a simple tactic, and an oppressive simple tactic of saying, "Hey, we're going to constantly tell you that you better than the other one based upon you taller than that person. You done 800,000 people killed in 100 days in Rwanda and Burundi, all because the Dutch told them that one group is taller than the other, so you better."
And they had, before they came there, They have been getting along for thousands of years.
They family. They family. They live right beside each other for thousands of years.
Yep, the Hutus or Watusis, I can't think of the
Yeah.
third ones that was there.
Yeah.
But they have been getting along for thousands.
And you mean to tell me that I'm listening to a group of people, and when I look at you, I want to kill you? Right? So even if we look at, okay, see, now it made me take my glasses. even if we look at the propaganda and the insanity that we deal with here, that's internalized hatred.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I wrote a poem, and I got to see if I can find it, called Homicidal Suicide. And I did it at one of the little poetry deals that they had here, and people didn't say nothing. That was cool. It wasn't meant for you to clap. It wasn't meant for you to sit around there and go like, oh yeah, you were snapping fingers. That wasn't what it was for. But it was really talking about the reason why young people or older people do the things that we do when we're out there. It's because I'm trying to find a way to kill myself. Meanwhile, the other group, they'll kill other people in order to be famous. So we're still talking about Dylan Roof, who's alive for going into a church where God is supposed to be all the time, and he murdered 9 black people worshiping God. And forever, his name will be spoken. How in the world do you take this dude to a McDonald's or Burger King? How? And those police officers didn't get fired or shot or nothing like that. Nothing happened to them.
You know why? I can answer that for you. Go back, look at the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s when they was killing blacks and they still go out and eat.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Right.
It's no different.
So why are we talking about some kumbaya sitting at a table? Why do we want to sit at a table that's burning?
Yeah.
And I get it. He tried to back out of the house, but they had already set up plans for that.
Did you just see what happened to the young lady? I haven't put it out where they showed the white guy had a gun to her head at the gas station.
At a gas station.
Yeah, but you know, this where we at. They act like this is nothing new. Maybe this generation didn't get to see it like the ones before, but this is what you living in.
Right.
See, you know, we partying and playing games when, because you want to live, like I got to say, Reverend Thrillkill always said, we think their ice was colder than ours.
Yep, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, he said we thought we wasn't going dealing with us no more. When we was able to go buy from Mr. Charlie, from Nate, when we used to have to go deal with each other. This is when you get now.
But who is the one that guided us into that insanity? And that's what I'm talking about. People still don't read the whole "I have a dream." You read that part from where he started talking about having a dream to at the beginning when he was talking when he was accosting the United States and in its history. Oh, we don't want to read that part, but we're going to talk about Kumbaya, and that was cool with Kumbaya because now 95% of what you make, you give to us. So we'll take it, and we're still going to kill you, and we're still going to do all of these other things to you. We're still going to make sure you don't get an education. We're still going to make sure you don't have jobs. And for those of you, and Dr. U.A.P. Newton said this, we go to school, and we get told that there are these jobs out there, and we're disillusioned when we get out of school because those jobs don't exist, because you lied.
Yeah.
Native Americans say he speaks with forked tongue.
All you gotta do is look at the treaty.
Every single treaty. The paper,
wasted trees for nothing.
For nothing. And we still don't get it. Because this can start to be a very easy fix.
Yeah.
Only thing we have to do is, what's the reason why I don't like you? What's the reason why people are arguing, even in the council here, that we have this insanity? Why? When your job is to make sure that you're doing if I don't work out, it's okay for you to tell me I got to get off the council. If I can't do the job, the benefit of my people, for the people that I'm supposed to serve, I don't know. We're not doing no. You got to wait 25 days, 38 days, a year, and you got to do recall and paperwork. Hey man, you're not, Mr. McCants, you're not working out for this ward, so we're going to, respectfully ask you to step down. We got somebody else that's serving our community better. By the time you get through all of these stupid processes, because they're all stupid.
Yeah.
By the time you get through these stupid processes, your time's up. So we get ready for a new election. But we're talking about even small stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard kids at school talk about other people. Where's that come from? Because we've okayed it.
Yeah.
And we've okayed it over and over and over again, and we won't challenge it. Because we're still in this whole being a slave mindset. We're comfortable in our oppression. It's Black History Month. Well, such and such did this, and this inventor did that, and this inventor did this. They did this, but how does that benefit black people?
Right.
When other groups of people own the idea. They own it. Oh, they got 700 billion patents. That's cool. But how does that patent
Then it helped the black family.
whole black family? Okay, so one of the sisters that discovered the Uncle Nearest, right? That he was Jack Daniels' slave, and he would help create this alcohol. You know what alcohol was used for on the plantation? Alcohol was created and used on the plantation and was forcibly given to African people so that they would be docile.
But see, people won't look at like what we going back to. That's bio engineering, weaponry. I mean, like we don't think they'd experiment on us.
They've been doing experiments on. See, you made me take my glasses off again.
They forgot Miss Everett Boys.
Man,
when they gave people syphilis.
Wait a second. Hold on. That was in 1934. The Tuskegee syphilis study. They ended in 1972. The man who discovered anesthesia was openly operating on African women on a plantation. He was taking. Oh my God. You all are. This month, well, you might have me on twice a week this month, bro, because we're going to be on fire.
Yeah, we can figure it out. We can make it work.
Okay. He was openly operating and implanting or transplanting body parts from one part to another in Medical Apartheid, or maybe another book. There's a part where he took this graft on this other woman, or he would openly cut up a woman to see how much pain she could tolerate when she was having a baby. And that's how he discovered anesthesia. They don't tell you how.
Right.
What he did. They just tell you, oh, he discovered anesthesia. They've been hacking us up.
Yeah.
They've been doing this crazy stuff to us.
That's why reason I brought that up for that, because last night, because I'll be watching different podcasts, and I was watching the confirmation hearing when they was doing Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Elizabeth Warren. This is liberal Democrat.
Right.
Oh, how have they changed? How have they changed? When he was talking about, because he's going to be the health secretary or something.
Oh, my God.
Man, they got mad because he was just basically saying she made up a story that he shouldn't be suing, the corporation. No, she was fighting for a big pharma. Because he was basically saying, like, he a lawyer. He was only getting 10%. 10% of his clients. She said, we made $2 million. 10%. You know what a lawyer usually get? A third.
33, right.
So he took 10% because they was talking about vaccination. She was fighting for them, gonna tell him he shouldn't be. I ain't taking no money. He filled everything out, but like you saying, the stuff that they putting in here, this is what he talking about. Even with our food, do you know in other countries they don't serve
Skittles? You can't take Skittles to France. It's poison. I get it. I like them every once in a while. I ain't gonna hold it up.
Too.
It's good, and it ain't healthy for him. And I know it's not. I get that. I'm clear about that. I'm clear. But Marion Sim. No, not that one, baby. You have to go back to the 1860s. No, it was during slavery. So that not that person. This person was the one who discovered anesthesia.
That's all you gotta look. Even with I think the stuff like we don't be getting these conversations. We want to. They want us to believe. Like I just seen Al Sharpton. He was. I forgot what store he was in because they took DEI out. These are the people that they put out.
Al Sharpton has been nothing but an ambulance changer since Tawana Brawley. All right.
Unbelievable.
But they're the ones that are more comfortable in our oppression than everybody else. Okay. Remember Reverend Jeremiah Wright, right, down in Chicago.
Got in trouble.
Okay, got in trouble. You don't hear nothing else about him. No, he still may be the head of the
he
church.
Had a stroke too, though.
Did he?
Yeah,
well, he would have after fussing that stupidity.
But he was telling the truth when he was talking about.
We don't want to listen to
fact.
that.
Yeah,
we don't want to hear that.
If you go listen when he was using,
right,
he was just saying. But what they hated because he said the chickens come home to roost.
Right.
That right there get people mad because he was telling the truth on the Democratic Party. Because remember Hillary was running.
Right.
When he was talking about all the wars, and remember, this man fought in the wars. He was in Vietnam.
Right, that's right. He was a Vietnam
so
vet.
who
right.
better can tell you what was going on than somebody that was in it?
Right. Thank you, little mama. I appreciate that.
And came back. Who better to tell you what was going on?
Right. No, but you don't want to hear that from the soldier. You only want to hear from the politician. And my nephew said something that made this very clear. He said, when we on the front lines, we're only doing what we told. We don't know nothing about the politics.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you understand later on in Reverend Wright's position that we got now the soldiers coming back saying something that was out of order, the politician's job is, hey, hush, you can't say that.
Facts.
Right. So, back to this, and back to what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of us being idealized, right? Mm-hmm. So even, and I'm not sure if I really want to mention this, if we listen to the national anthem of the United States, and how it's talking about bombs bursting in the air and all that other stuff, meanwhile, we're talking about in the Black national anthem, crying and praying. Since we gonna go there,
don't take them there.
Since we gonna go there, and the only thing that makes sense at the end of the Black national anthem is the fact that he's talking about going back home and becoming part of your learning who you are, going back wherever. If you read the last 3 lines, meanwhile we're talking about crying and praying and this and that and other, and not bombs bursting in the air.
One telling you they taking.
One of them telling you I'm going to blow you up, and one of them telling you I'm going to cry and pray and hope that you really don't blow me up anymore.
Facts.
We have got to look at our stuff the way we really truly need to listen and work at our stuff. I'm going to read something out of this real quick, and then I'm hoping that we're going to get into some of the other differences and things like that. At the end of this, they're at the end of the Let's Make a Slave, the Willie Lynch letter. There's a letter that's written in here, and it's called Food for Thought. I don't want to read this part because we're close to running out of time. We got about 8 or so minutes left, even if we get allowed to hang out a little bit more. It says, this is a letter, and this is just, I don't know who put this on at the end of the document, but I want to make sure that hopefully, my brother is going to share this, and I want y'all to read it as well. And I want y'all to really do some studying, but just check out this last part. That's not part of the Willie Lynch letter or the system that was created, because it exists. Stop acting like it doesn't. I don't care nothing about y'all other groups of people who want to sit around there and talk about he didn't exist. The system exists, and that's all that matters, right? If you have a whole city named after a person, then you can't tell me nothing about what didn't exist. Go do your own research. I don't care nothing about your feelings. Get out your feelings, give me facts, and deliver facts. Other than that, I want to hear it. But check this last part out. It says, "Dear Black Americans, after all these years and all that we have been thought together, we think it's appropriate for us to show our gratitude for all you have done for us. We have chastised you, criticized you, punished you, in some cases even apologized to you, but we have never formally or publicly thanked you for your never-ending allegiance and support to our cause. I'm gonna vote for Trump, or because I'm gonna get a cabinet position. So you're gonna have black people, them clowns that were on it, and I don't care what it is, left wing, right wing, same bird. Period. At the end of the day. Now, this is an open letter of thanks. This is our open letter of thanks. We will always be in your debt for you for your labor. You built this country and were responsible for the great wealth we still enjoy today. Upon your backs, laden with the stripes we sometimes had to apply for disciplinary reasons, you carried our nations. That means we beat y'all into doing this. We thank you for your diligence and your tenacity. Even when we refuse to allow you to walk in our shadows, you followed close behind, believing that someday we would accept you and treat you like men and women. So now, in part of the Willie Lynch letter, is always talking about making sure that you understand that the black people are going to have an inferior position and the white people are going to have a superior position. We publicly acknowledge black people for raising our children, attending to our sick, preparing our meals while we were occupied with the trappings of the good life. Even during the time when we found pleasure in your women and enjoyment in seeing your men lynched, maimed, burned, some of you continue to watch over us and our belongings. We simply cannot thank you enough. Your bravery on the battlefield, despite being classified as 3/5 of a man, was and still is outstanding. And we still gonna go back and get with this letter, because don't think that we getting ready to let everybody off the hook. We gonna do this. We have often watched in awe as you went about your prescribed chores and assignments, sometimes laboring in the hot sun for 12 hours or more to assist in realizing our dreams of wealth and good fortune. Now that we control at least 90% of all the resources and wealth of this nation, we have black people to thank the most. We can only think of the sacrifices you and your families made to make it all possible. You were there when it all began, and you're still with us today, protecting us from those black people who have the temerity to speak against our past transgressions. When I read that part, I had to blink for my own self. Because, like I said, a lot of folks not going to like where I'm coming from. We're talking about these ideals, and we get no benefit from these ideals. Nothing. Great that the sister found Uncle Nearest, and she just got her company valued at over $1 billion, which is beautiful. And I'm not saying she has. And see, the thing is you should want to share, right? You should want to be able to uplift your community. Put parameters on it, right? When Oprah tried to open up schools, she found that the people was more concerned about Jordans than they were. Then you ain't fit to be in my school. How about just no, you don't belong here. And when Jalen Rose, he got a school in Detroit, we want to dog him. No. Either you do it this way or you don't belong. How come we can't have those parameters for our own people? Because we supposed to accept everybody? No, we don't want to. We shouldn't have to.
Fact.
If I can't come in and perform a task then it's okay for me. Hey, it's time for you to go. How hard is that? Why do we make it so that we have to, everybody gotta, no, everybody don't. I remember when we was going to school and the people who couldn't perform because they had special needs, as we call it now, it wasn't called that before, you had this floor down here. This is where you belong because you can't be with everybody else because you can't do what everybody else does.
Yeah.
And now we want to do it to include them in. And they still can't do it. That's unfair. That's unfair to the children that can, because this young person that can't becomes a disruption.
Right. That's what I call this levels.
So the only thing that person can do in math is to add 2 plus 2, and if they do that and then maybe 5 and then just do this, it's okay. Why am I putting him in an algebra class?
Right, because he's not ready.
He's not ready, and he can't comprehend it. He or she can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
So why are they there? Because you want them to feel good. That's like we run a race. You come in first and I come in second. We get the same trophy. No.
Right.
I didn't train well enough to come in first. But we don't want to have the determination because we want everybody to feel the same and feel good. Huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it don't feel good
That's crazy work.
to be a failure. How do you graduate school and can't write a 5-paragraph essay? And then when they put you in, you go to college, you got to take remedial classes because you don't know how to write. But yet, you graduated way up here. This, and you got honors and all this other stuff. I haven't seen it.
No, I believe you.
And we find that acceptable. We find it acceptable as parents. How we go to sporting events and clap louder than we do at graduation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the psychosis that they created. That we still don't understand that is a psychosis and there's something wrong with us.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, for me, celebrating these great kingdoms that produce the type of people that we still have the genius in. And it's cool for them to have ideas, but those ideas are irrelevant to us.
Mm.
Why? Because those ideas are controlled by somebody else. Who? John Deere owns a lawnmower.
Mm.
Ford and Buick and GMC and all them other ones own the cars. We drive them, but we pay somebody else for their manufacture.
Mm. How do we come so far and lose so much?
Because we wanted to do. We were fine running away from who we are. We were fine being. Okay, all right. You know what? Let me do this, and I'm gonna go back, and I want to read that part in the Willie Lynch letter that talks about what you do to break them off and make them more comfortable being around us than they are being around their own.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you for continuing to bring 95% of what you earn to our businesses. Thanks for buying our Hilfigers, our Karens, Nikes, and all other brands you so adore. You're super rich athletes, entertainers, intellectuals, and business persons, both legal and illegal, exchange most of their money for our cars, jewelry, homes, and clothing. What a windfall they provided for us. We're funding somebody else's lifestyle. Somebody said something, I missed it because I took my glasses off.
No, he was Shotty said good afternoon. And then Lil Mama, this is one of the greatest ones I've seen right here.
Some will celebrate louder for a person coming home from baby and knowing good and well that person don't deserve that. Why am I clapping for the? Oh yeah, because we're crazy. We're nuts. We're insane. And I'm talking about giving us back our sanity. Yeah. Alan, what's up?
That's all in the queue. That's super
producer. Okay,
producer.
all in the queue. Okay.
That's super producer.
That's my.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
You better get my theme music there, baby. Come on now. And so I know it might be copyright violation, but we'll just change it up once they find out. Because it's really a tribute to them. It's not about taking nothing from them. Yeah. It's a tribute to those groups, X-Clan and Public Enemy, who helped me see some other stuff.
No, that's what I love. Them.
Yeah. So put it on there anyway, and we got to deal with it when we have to deal with it. We ain't got but 50 cents, so I can give them a quarter or whatever. I got 2 quarters to rub together. But put my music up there like I want it. So.
She said it's coming, Mr.
Okay,
Elliott.
all right, my baby. So the less fortunate among you spend all that you have in our neighborhood stores, enabling us to open up more stores. Surely they complain about us, but never do anything to hurt us economically. Allow us to thank you for not bogging yourself down with the business of doing business with your own people. We can take care of that for you too. Just keep doing business with us. It's safer that way. Besides, everything you need, we make anyway. Even kente cloth. That's crazy.
Crazy work, ain't it?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Cold-blooded.
That's crazy. You just continue to dance, sing, and distrust and hate each other. Have yourself a good time. And this time, we'll take care of you.
I don't detect no lie.
Man, but no. It's the least we can do considering what you've done for us. Heck, you deserve it. You deserve it, black people, for all your labor, which created our wealth, for all your resisting the message of troublemaking blacks like Washington, Delaney, Garvey, Bethune, Tubman, and Truth for fighting and dying on our battlefields. We thank you. And we really thank you for not reading about how many black warriors that participated in the development of our great country. We thank you for keeping it hidden from the younger generation. We thank you for not bringing such glorious deeds to their attention. For allowing us to move into your neighborhoods, we will forever be grateful for you, for your unceasing desire to be near us, and for hardly ever following through on your threats due to our lack of reciprocity and equity. We thank you so much. We also appreciate your acquiescence to our political agendas, for advocating you your own economic self-sufficiency, and for working so diligently for the economic well-being of our people. Y'all real troopers. This is crazy when I read this part of it. All right. And even though the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were written for you and many of your relatives died for the right described therein, you did not resist when we changed those black rights to civil rights and allowed virtually every other group to take advantage of them as well. I saw this real quick. We got a couple minutes, right?
No, go ahead.
Where this Chinese man talking to a Japanese man, saying that if it wasn't for the civil rights era and what black people sacrificed, they would have nothing. What the heck? And bet you go into a Chinese store and guess what they do? Disrespect you.
Ain't that crazy? But that's like that DEI. That's the minorities.
Right.
Like,
But we only minorities in this country. We not minorities in the world. We don't understand that though.
No, I'm just saying, even with them, I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, minorities here, but like with the welfare thing, right? They want to knock. I remember watching Fox back in the day. This
when it was real Fox.
Yeah, the real Fox, when they had the real ones over there going crazy. Let's end welfare. Do you know it's more whites on welfare
it's more whites
than it is black?
Considering the population. But propaganda says you show who?
Us.
Yeah. So if we don't understand, propaganda started in 1915 when they did Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
When Cecil B. DeMille, who they consider to be the greatest movie maker, because he's white, and he made this particular film that showed black people in this light, and he used white characters. He didn't use black characters, he used white characters. And then when black people started getting in Hollywood, they had to play 3 roles. The mammy, the Jezebel, and the coon. That was it. And so now, even in the roles now, same thing. If you're a man, guess what you got to do? You got to either play a gay man or put on the dress.
Unbelievable.
Right? You going to put on the dress somewhere. Somewhere you're going to put on the dress. Somewhere you're going to be in sleep. Oh, we're going to do a prison film. You're going to be in sleep. You're going to be... And I'm not trying to dog out nobody with nobody. But when Bing Rames did Rosewood, and he was the hero in Rosewood, then he did Chuck and Larry and had to play some gay fireman dude. Now, I'm not what it is, but come on, bro.
Unbelievable.
Man. I'm going to finish this last couple of bits of this letter, then we're going to go on. And I want to read that one last part, that one part of the Willie Lynch letter, because I want that to be stuck in people's mind. The black people, you're something else. Your dependence upon us to do the right thing is beyond our imagination. Irrespective of what we do to you and the many promises we've made and broken. But this time, we will make it right. We promise. Trust us. Yeah, you got to make sure you put this out there, bro. So we can tell you what. You don't need your own hotels. You can continue to stay in ours. You have no need for supermarkets and we can shop at ours 24 hours a day. Why should you even think about owning more banks? You have plenty now. And don't waste your energies trying to break into manufacturing. You work hard enough in our fields. They call them plants.
Yeah.
They call them plants. Short for plantations.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they call them plants.
And right. And they didn't. And people didn't understand
2
that.
plus 2, they're not putting it together.
They're not. Because you know why? Because they can go get some crab. What is it?
Crab boils and all
Crab
that, seafood
boils,
boils and all
liquor.
that other
Oh,
stuff.
because now you can go uptown.
Bro, wait a second. When they first said that they was gonna make Juneteenth a holiday and give us that Friday off, I was working at Job Corps. That Thursday, and I'll never forget it. That Thursday, we're literally sitting there waiting, and I'm thinking they're gonna make an announcement about something else, right? Guess what? I take that. If I decide to take that day off, I take it off anyway. I was working Job Corps year round, right? Oh, you think okay? I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. But you had people literally waiting. What people did when it was announced by the center director that we would be off that day. It was 4:30. We get off in 15 minutes. You sitting there on the loudspeaker telling us, "Hold on, we have a special announcement." I'm thinking it's something else serious about what's going on in the center, and this clown proceeds to tell us that we're gonna have tomorrow off. You know, every one of them clowns that work there hurry up and grab their coat and jacket or whatever and ran to the liquor store and meat market so they could cook out tomorrow. You couldn't get, but here's the deal. The normal groups of people, the mom and pops and the other people that that celebrate Juneteenth on a reel, guess what? And when Amazon made the announcement that they had shirts, that's when we were allowed to. That's when, because we were getting ready to go anyway. We left at 4:45. So when Amazon let everybody know that they had Juneteenth shirts that you could order, and you would get it the next day, that was what the announcement was waiting on. Not that it was a federal holiday, but then there was that, and then all of a sudden in the news, you can go get your Juneteenth shirts from Amazon. And meanwhile, the mom and pops didn't make no money.
Ain't that something?
How about that?
Ain't that something?
So you can be black on Amazon. Order all kind of black history stuff on Amazon. All kind of stuff. Kanaras for Kwanzaa. You can order all of that stuff. I make them boys in my own garage, in my own wood workshop. Guess how many people I had knocking on my door? What you hear? Nobody. Ain't nobody come knocking on my door. Hey man, hey man, you got time to make a couple Kanaras for, I know it's wintertime and it's cold, but you know, hey, this is what you do. Nothing. But yet you ordering them off of Amazon. So we constantly giving them our money. This is exactly what this crazy part of this letter is talking about. Whew. Plantations, bro.
Man, listen, I ain't seen no much craziness and wondering why we lose.
We're losing on multiple levels of losing. Relax, have a party. We'll sell everything you need. And then when you die, we'll even bury you at a discount. How is that for gratitude? Finally, the best part. You went beyond pale and turned over your children to us for their education. With what we have taught them, it's literally like they will continue in a mode similar to the one you follow for the past 45 years since school desegregations. When Mr. Lynch walked the banks of the James River in 1712 and said that he would make us slaves for 300 years, little did he realize the truth in his prediction. Just 13 more years and his promise will have come to fruition. But with 2 generations of your children have gone through our educational system, we can look forward to at least another 50 years of prosperity. Things cannot be better. It's all because of you. For all you have done, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Black Americans. We want to be, bro, oh my God. You're the best friends any group of people could ever have. That was, when I read that at the end of the letter, that was just, let me see if I can find this real quick, then we can get out of here. All right, here's talking about nature. And I want to go through this, and what I'm going to do next time is break this down bit by bit so that they can be very, very clear. So a couple things when Uncle Mick posts this, I want y'all to pay attention to the process, right? Because the process is focused on a woman. The process is focused on, they treat the man like a horse. They literally tar, feather, kill by taking a black man, pulling him an enslaved African man, putting him between four horses and having him torn apart. And then they beat another one, and then they want to make sure that they lord over the woman so that she understands that I'm your God. Okay. So, and if the woman decides that she want to be in resistance, then it's easy. Hey, we know we'll do with you. We just keep on raping you and beating you till you break down. So then we wonder now in the world the reason why we have young men that are effeminate and super hyper emotional, and then they cause damage to our black women who are looking for protection, but you don't trust us as black men, and all of this is in here because of the process that we went through, that we've all gone through. Hold on, let me see if I can find this real quick, and then we're going. Oh yeah, let me see this part. Nope. I'm gonna hold off. But I'm gonna make sure I read this last part, and then I'm gonna go back to that part the next time. Sorry, I didn't mark it off, fam. My apologies. But that part of that was Uncle Mick's part, cause he came in. I had to blame. See how we do that, even playfully. So what this part really says is, you strip them of their language. You strip them of. Here we go. We must completely annihilate the mother tongue to both the new person and the new mule, and institute a new language that involves a new work of life for both. So if you break them apart, so part of what the process is, and see, we don't study slavery enough because everybody, it's going to make me mad. It should make you mad, but also let you see very clearly how we got to be condition that we are in.
Why is that a problem?
Because people don't. Okay, part of it is a problem because we don't want to blame white people for what they've done. Part of it is a problem because white people want to say I had nothing else to do with. I didn't have anything to do with that, even though I benefit from it. And part of it is that people don't want to be angry because we don't know where to direct our anger. My position is learn, study, be angry, redirect your anger, because if you study and you get mad, your wife needs to understand, your children need to understand that we need to carry ourselves differently. We need to do something different. But what do? So now, you and a few friends can start this thing called a susu. We'll all put in $20 a week, $50 a week, and then whenever somebody needs it, then you need it, but contractually you got to make sure you pay it back. Right? You start a small bank that way. People do it all the time. They just don't use the bank to put the banks in order to put their money in. Or you and 5, 10 people, hey man, we're gonna rotate, then come over each other's house and we're gonna share, so that the burden of our food is on everybody in the group. And then so not one family, well, what we gonna eat today? We ain't gotta worry about eating today. We going over sister such and such house.
Right.
Brother such and such house. Right? And then while we're there, what discussions are being had at the table? So people don't want to have discussions at the table. What they want to do is they just want to leave it over there without having discussions. No, you got to talk. You have to talk because our children have to hear. I can't see what she's saying. Have you forgotten that since once we were brought here, I can't see what
I'll read it for you. I'll put it up on the screen for you.
Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were brought? Absolutely. No, that's exactly what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. Now, of course, you're not going to ask me that. Have I forgotten it?
No.
I know. That's my baby, so I ain't doing that.
In, she said she was quoting Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Yeah. Bro. What? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Facts.
No, I'm just messing with her. That's my girl.
Oh, no, facts.
Yeah. No, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so when they've done that, well, okay, before we can be a united front, then we need to go through certain ceremonies to rename ourselves, right? To rename ourselves, to get ourselves back in order. Start eating African food. There's a sister around the corner from here, right there on Ballinger. Yeah. And the Bam's African Market. She said, go over there and visit her. She said African food. Try it. You may like it. If not, get a drink out of there. You know, we have to, because if we don't, we die. If we don't, we die.
Mm-hmm.
And we're clearly seeing that part of the process with people is about, they don't care nothing. Why do we act like, oh, we got to kumbaya and come over? No, I'm not kumbaya nothing.
Right.
I'm not.
No, but even if you read the holy book, it tells you in the Bible a name is worth more than gold.
Yeah.
So why is it telling you that? How can you say you free when you still up under your slave master
You're
name?
the slave master name and your slave master religion.
Yeah, because I remember I had a debate with I'll tell it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. This where, like, I see the disconnect with our elders and with the young people. I remember me and Reverend Threlkel was talking when I was telling them about the name. I said, how can you say you free and you got the slave master name?
Mm-hmm.
But see, then they mind, that's a good name. I cut it off then.
Right.
I didn't even go back and forth.
That's a good Christian name.
Yeah, I didn't even go back and forth and challenge it because I know what that'll lead to.
Yeah.
When they say, and it's not being nowhere, am I being...
No, you're not being disrespectful.
Yeah, when they say you can't teach an old dog
no, you
trick,
can't.
That's what that means.
Right.
Because if you go look at it, even in the Bible, when God was, as far as with Moses, when Moses leading them out, they didn't want to give the mind away. They were still depending on Pharaoh.
Right.
That's where our people at. It's like the mind, still how America be going.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff that America doing, that's really not in the black community, but we accept it because we want to be part of the inclusion. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to sleep with dogs, you get bit by fleas.
Right.
We're okay. We're comfortable oppression.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking about independence. We're not talking about freedom. We're not talking about being able to have the liberties to say, okay, you know what? I can go over to this country and stay over here for a little bit. I can go over here. Because even in that discussion where you have countries that are talking about offering us dual citizenship, that's cool. I come over here with skills.
Mm-hmm.
Even at 61, 62, I'll be 62 in May, God willing. I come over here, I'm sorry, before I say that, my ancestors willing, I come over here with a particular set of skills.
Mm.
I can benefit you.
Right.
How are you going to benefit me? Because it's got to be even exchange, right? Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Yeah.
Right. It ain't going to be, I come over here. And now to understand, so even with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good Christian name, and I've been called that name all my life. So then you can't talk about being African because you're still stuck in that. And so therefore, with the young people, it's like, you can't tell me nothing. And I get where that comes from because you figure we don't speak your language, but we speak your language better than you speak your language. We just not speaking its insanity.
Right.
And the deal is like you said, with some people, okay, and that don't mean you discount every elder.
Right.
It's just, we just got to let him be over there. And I've known Reverend Threlkel for all my life.
A good brother.
Beautiful brother. That's my guy.
Yeah.
I've known him he was my dad's Boy Scout.
Yeah,
and all of that.
Good
but
brother.
You're not there. You're not there. And that's okay that you're not there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even Marcus Garvey said you got to leave some people where they are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If I get my house and my whatever, and then I get my whatever I'm supposed to get in heaven, I'm good. I done made it. That ain't enough for me.
Facts.
That ain't enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm never, ever going to change how I operate. If I do, something's wrong and somebody's done something. If you hear me come in and talk about, we can hold hands with it. Oh, no. Where'd he at? I don't know who this brother is. Because I'm not interested in holding hands with you and this and another at the sacrifice of my children.
Fact. Yeah, right.
At my sacrifice, at your sacrifice, sacrifice your children.
Yeah.
And anybody else out here that I have, even my video family, that's my family.
Yeah.
I don't care where you at. If I'm where you, now that I know we can do this other thing, I don't care where I'm at. Hey, we show's on.
Yeah. Fact. Yeah, you're right.
So if I go to Chicago, show's on. Hey, whoever live in Chicago, I'm here. Come holler at me.
Right.
You know, come let me take us to dinner or whatever. Scoop us up. Let's take it whatever. Because that's how we should be. And we're not sitting at the dinner table having conversations anymore because everybody's on their damn telephone doing their own thing. And then they act like they picking up bits and pieces of the conversation. And in reality, they're not.
No, you're right on
Man, there was a time you better not be talking about, you sit at the table and you listen to the conversation of the adults that was appropriate for you to learn from. That's how we transmitted information.
But not no more.
No, we don't do it no more because nobody sit at the dinner table no more. We don't even have dinners like that anymore. Where we having conversations, and some conversations should be uncomfortable. Like I said, I get where people talk about we're celebrating the ideas of what these people invented, but how did they benefit black people? They've invented every group of people. They invented all those inventions have helped white people get more money than black people that invented them. Patterson invented the car where his family dead. Uncle Nearest invented the alcohol, and now, and I'm not sure what the sister's doing to help his family, if any descendants are left, but at least she put his name out there, and spiritually that keeps him alive. Meanwhile, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, whoever, they still making their money. All off his recipe.
Yeah, but that's how it has been, though. If you go look at who helped Ford how to do the plants, what was his name? The peanut he discovered.
Yeah, Dr. George Washington Carver.
Carver.
Yeah.
Look how he was.
Listen,
it's just oh my God.
He invented a paint that you can't scratch, and I tried it. It's on a car at the Greenfield Village. One of the guards told me, and I asked because it's on there that this paint is indestructible practically. And I was like, man, no, it's not. Whatever, you know. He was like, yeah, it is. I said, I'm gonna try it. He was like, okay, before you do it, let me look the other way. Because if you do it and I catch you, then I took a key and tried to scratch that paint. And I'm talking about Stella got a groove back key scratch. I took and dug it into one spot.
And learned from dealing with plants.
Plant-based paint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He studied from learning from plants.
From the age of 2 to the age he died.
But look how they did him, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was owned by white people.
No, ain't that sad? Owned.
Right.
Oh, that's what I'm like. I forgot what book it was, but we're gonna have to come back on next week too. We're gonna do twice starting. We're gonna get it if it's
at least
Friday,
for this
because
month.
Friday's open.
Okay, cool.
Friday
I can come here right after school.
Yeah, Friday open.
Yep, I can be here right after school.
We do because I want to get it. I do want to
Yeah.
get into this, and I don't care who be mad or not.
I don't care.
Yeah.
We have to stop kumbaya ideals because we've
sorry.
lost way too much. 95 around. They get 100% of their salary and 95% of ours. That's $195 we're funding their lifestyle.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, we can do it on Friday. Soon as I'll be here because it really needs to be examined.
Yeah,
and we got to really examine on what's really like the deal that's been in place because this deal ain't changed.
No, it's not. For what?
Because we get told, wait till the Democrats get it. It seems like to me.
They don't matter. No group matters.
Right.
Neither one of those groups matter, whether it be local, state, or federal. None of them matters. The issue that we have to do is we have to be communal. And then that way our money matters because then we can take our money and I'm not going to Amazon. We're going over here. Hey, bro, I need, since you do this and you make clothes, I got this outfit was made by, there was a brother, his name is Leonard. I don't know if he's still around. I haven't seen him in a while. It was hats by Leonard. He used to sew stuff. And I got this from him. I can't remember how old this is. But he said, look, I got this mud cloth piece that I got from Mali, and I'm going to put it together just for you. And that's what this is his.
That's beautiful, though.
Right.
But that's how it's supposed to be. We can solve our problems overnight. But once you got to get these jackals out the space because...
Yeah, because you always going to have jackals there because the jackals are the ones that's going to make sure that I go tell. That's the reason why Malcolm's dead. That's the reason why King's dead. That's the reason why all of these leaders are dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Boule.
right? Oh, well.
See, we're gonna talk about the
Well,
black
yeah,
Boule.
yeah.
We're gonna get in
Yeah.
real big trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
by
But
the Negroes.
right.
Because they finna come out the woodwork.
Yeah. Well, see, you had that group of people that was trying to be part of the cabinet.
Yeah.
And only thing they wanted to do was make sure you delivered votes. That's all. And guess what? At the end of the day, none of that matters.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the 47 million people that look like us, that had the same mindset that are here, and we left, the economy would collapse. They're very clear
Yeah.
that you live on 195% of the economy that's here.
Right. Right. Why you think they all come move in our neighborhood?
Man.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Why you think? See, like we went to General Motors to work for them. They stores are like they General Motors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because when have you heard you gonna see a black restaurant in the Chinese area?
Never. You never gonna have that.
I'm just saying, even in the Arab area, when are you gonna see these? But they in every one of our neighborhoods. They not because they. Business is warfare.
Right.
Until we understand what business
Right.
is warfare, we think warfare is
Going to shoot a gun,
I get a gun, I hide around
right.
the corner, and I shoot at
It's
you.
economic warfare.
And they don't get that.
No.
They don't get that.
Because people are not listening.
Yeah.
And because we've been stretched out to, okay, we got to go to Meijer, we got to go to Walmart, we got to go. No, don't go here because they don't have no DEI program. I'm black all the time.
Right.
How many people have gone before this stuff came out? Have gone to Walmart, instead of buying Walmart brand, great value, whatever, go buy goods. Goodes. They black owned. Black owned canned goods. And they manufacture stuff, and if you read the stuff in it, beans, water. That's it, no preservative.
Why Al Sharpton ain't promoting them?
Because he not getting paid for that.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm saying. But this is our leaders they put out there for.
That's who they put out for us. In your household, who's the leader in your household? Okay. My household, who's the leader in my household? Okay. I don't follow them. Even around here with this local, once my 7th ward person won, oh, I'm gonna come see you. That was November. We in February.
Right.
I ain't seen you. You ain't come knocking on my door. You ain't been in my neighborhood. Now, the other person, hey, how you doing? You been all right? Happy New Year. I know I ain't called you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So let's strategize for the next time, if you're willing to. But this time, don't think that you're running it, because when you started talking to me like I was some little kid, I ain't got nothing else to do with you. Because I'm older than you, number one, and I don't care why you're listening to them. That's your choice, but that's not how you're going to talk to me.
Right. That's why it's hard for me to follow anybody, like even activism, because it's just like when I see
other than me.
No, you good. No, you good. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of them that's up in there, but when I see the ones like when it's not activism that you're doing and you're just playing, that's when I could just tell. Even with the politicians, when I see you only showing up and you saying, I'm saying, really. Can't nobody, let me rephrase it, because each ward is different. But can't nobody really up there and act like they doing something great.
So let me ask this question then. So family, I'm going to put him on the spot again, because I said it earlier. I'm going to put him on the spot again. He got to call me and let me know when there's an availability for the next meeting. So he going to tell me, he already told me I'm going to do nothing but waste my time. But I want to see how stupid it is.
Oh, Wednesday.
Wednesday? Wednesday bad.
Okay, the next one, the council meeting, the next one where they pass it, it'll be Monday, not this Monday, not tomorrow, the following
Monday. So
Monday,
week
so
from,
I remind
so that'd be the 10th.
Yeah.
All right, just a quick text.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you and be like, hey,
come on down here for watch this clown show.
Yeah, watch this show.
Oh man, but why is it why? But it shouldn't be, because it's not simple. It's simple. What do you all need in this particular ward? I'm serving my whole group of people. What do we need? How hard is that?
It's hella hard. Because to me, it's like the impoverished parts of each ward is the underserved.
Right.
It's like the parts that, let's be honest though, the poor parts of them wards really don't get out and vote. and it be like a little contingent part of people who do know
Right.
something going on. Them who really getting out and voting. And to
Okay.
me, it's like that's who the council people.
That's who they cater to.
They catering to the ones who they know they're gonna go vote, not trying to get. You know what I'm saying?
But
So they only got to deal with certain aspects
certain
of their
part of the community.
yeah,
Okay,
that
I got
ward,
you.
you know.
So, but then you can't claim that you're serving the whole ward
Right.
if you're not serving the part that needs it the most.
Right.
Because those parts that are already fairly affluent, they don't need you.
Right. But see, the ones that are influenced, look how they was thinking. And I got this from Melissa Mays.
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, during the height of the water crisis, she said who gave her hardest fight was the Eighth Ward, but it was the white people. They didn't care about
Sixth Ward,
no,
third
they didn't care
ward,
about
fourth.
the North Sides. They thought, you know,
Right.
they was the only ones poisoned. They didn't get it in their head that the whole system was poisoned. They didn't understand that. See, and that's like, and they don't want to have these conversations. She said, this was a white woman telling me this, not a black woman. She said her hardest fight was from the white people in the Eighth Ward that want to believe. They didn't
white
care.
woman told that?
Melissa Mays told me that. We was having a conversation. We was sitting down. She was like, who gave her hardest fight during the water crisis was the white people of the Eighth Ward because they didn't feel like their water was messed up when she was saying the whole system was jammed up.
Wow. Wow.
Now, how cold-blooded is
that's
that?
really that. But that's their nature though. That's
No, that's cool.
That's it. No, I don't want to
off. No, it's just off anyway. I gotta push that. I get it when we leave out of here. Yeah.
But that's their nature.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No, I get it. Listen, I get it because I got to level it off.
Okay.
I pushed this down by accident. I get it when we done. Yeah, but I mean that's what she was saying. But then you got to see it was like they didn't care about the. They didn't even care
Nobody
about the
else.
poor
They
whites.
didn't care nothing about nobody else.
Yeah,
other
the
than
poor
them.
parts they didn't
So that's
care.
selfishness.
As
So
you
we
said.
become we become just like that.
Facts.
Okay.
And so
So when things go horribly wrong,
yeah.
and I'm selfish, don't say nothing to me because I can't trust you. But see, but that's something that's been put in us to say I can't trust you because you're not acting in the best interest of us as a totality.
Yeah, that's why when I be going to these meetings, some of these ward meetings, when they be in the good areas, like when I was in the 7th ward when they had it over at Mott at the college.
Mm-hmm.
It was totally different from when I was over at the Brennan Center on how they was talking.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell like it was more fluent over on this side that was coming. It was more people, white people that was showing up. Call to act was different than when we was at Brennan Center when they had theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, they didn't care about, we're going to pay extra for our taxes. The ones who could, they didn't care. To me, it was like, well, these people need to be gone anyway. And that's what and it's like you can tell. And it's crazy that in 2024 and now we're in 25 that these things is going on. Still ain't got clean water. They not even realizing that, to me, my humble opinion, like, y'all getting affected too, but you don't see it until it hit their household.
Well, that's just like the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
As long as crack was staying in the black neighborhoods, you was straight. But now all of a sudden we have a crisis because your kids are smoking fentanyl and this and that and other. But where they getting it from? I don't make it. Meth and fentanyl and all this other stuff. As soon as they hit a couple of doctors' houses and whatnot, and all of a sudden we have a crisis. We have a crisis. But as long as it's over there with them, it's...
Martha's Vineyard. Remember when the Republicans sent them immigrants over
Right.
there? It was about 50 of them, right?
Right.
These liberals, remember them? That's Democratic.
Right.
They didn't want them there, but they would dump them in the poor communities. They can be there. I thought y'all wanted them here.
Right.
I mean, this was the liberals was fighting. 50 of them. We can't have that here. And this way you have to, like, but we don't see that. And I was, like I say, the games that the rich play on the poor is unbelievable.
But this is, okay. At the end of so-called Civil War and the end of the plantation so-called society, the very first thing that the rich plantation owners, first of all, they got reparations. But what they also did was set out the propaganda that the poor blacks was going to take your jobs for the poor whites.
Mm-hmm.
That has not changed. Propaganda never changes.
Mm-hmm.
Propaganda never changes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what did Malcolm say about liberals? He said, one group is going to stick the knife in 9 inches. The liberals going to pull it out 3 inches and tell you it's out all the way, and still 6 inches in your back. Because they ain't no different than nobody else.
No.
They ain't no different than nobody else.
They only with you when they want you doing
When they
something
want you
else.
for the,
But they don't want you living next to them.
no, heck no. I don't want to live next to you anyway.
Yeah.
But that's the deal. It's the only time that any group wants you to do something for them, and they come knocking on your door and banging on your church walls and singing Kumbaya, want to hold hands and kiss the babies and kiss the pastor's wife, and whatever else you want to do, is when they want something.
Yeah. Every 4 years, sometime too.
And we're in the same foolish. I could vote for somebody and would vote for somebody if, I'm going to be real honest, I'm running for a higher office, but I need your vote, your help in order to be able to get this. But what I'm going to do in the meantime while I'm here is I'm going to make sure we're going to be tight. And then I'm going to move on. I'm going to leave it for somebody else who I'm going to make sure that they're going to be tight too.
Mm.
Who would you not vote for if that was it? But if you don't do your part, man, I need to holler at you. Because you said that you were going to make sure that you're going to leave things this way. And you didn't. But then you want this other thing to happen? Well, that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, you only have a certain period of time. And this is how politics used to be. Even here. You only have a certain period of time in order for you to get things together. And if not, we'll see. We'll catch you over at the bar. We'll catch you out when you're going to eat. We'll talk then. I've seen it happen. But, hey, boy, that ain't none of your business. Here, my dad. Yeah, and that ain't none of your business. You look that way and keep moving. And they would literally, go take out somebody and have dinner with them and have a discussion with them. And then from there, it was, okay, we got certain things done. Oh, the street lights up and this is done and this is done. That's finished and this is done and the street's done and this and that and other. Okay, we good. Now we got our message across.
Yeah.
But now we don't want to do. Well, you can't apply pressure to nobody like that.
No, because they working for the corporations, the big business coming through. That's why you can see all this business coming through. You can see stuff being built, but is it being built for the residents?
No, it's not. It's being built, and then even if you do use residents to work on the plantation, the plants, to work out the plants,
right?
They're not gonna be management.
Mm-mm. You're a worker, B.
You're a worker. You are a plantation participant.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to work on the plantation. That's your job. Why? Because we designated that's your position when you black, you working on plantation.
Mm-hmm.
You're Hispanic, you poor white, you working on plantation. You're Hispanic, you working on plantation. But meanwhile, management is who?
Don't look like me and you.
Right. And you have more ability to run and manage and be man. No, we need an overseer.
And when you think because you would know the people from the community.
Oh no, man. No, see.
But that's how they play it. It's like then why you think if we had our own? Because you can hear some of these. When I hear some of these places, especially at this General Motors, when you hear it down in Ohio, how they was doing the black man, the racism that they face.
Yeah.
Because when you going into their industry, what you think you gonna face?
It's their stuff.
Yeah, what you think you gonna face?
Yeah.
What Kanye faced?
Right.
That's when you get that your N-word wake up.
Right.
You find out you're not OJ.
Right. No. Or none of them.
Yeah, this is when you find out why you think every time we create something, you gotta sell it.
Right. Right.
They gonna take it from you.
Yeah.
If it's making money, they gonna take it.
So when we go back to talking about the lawnmower and it was made by a black man, and you got all of these people. At what part of the lawnmower, if I go buy a lawnmower, do his family get part of that money?
You look at Motown Records.
Right.
Who own it?
Right.
Bob Johnson had BET. He gave that up for a basketball team.
Gave it up for a basketball team.
Only the Fox Viacom owned it.
Right. Right. And doing whatever. playing whatever. No more Gullah Gullah Island. No more Bill Cosby saying, I don't care nothing about what nobody say about him. Right? He did more for HBCUs. He did more for black television and black actors on TV than anybody else. And now that this so-called thing came out, everybody want to dog him out. That's, you live in Hollywood. This mess that they talking about now, that's old stuff. Yeah. Old Hollywood was way worse than this.
That's what I know. But see, when a person can tell you they will break you, let's look at Puff Daddy with Diageo, the liquor company, because he found that they was playing.
Yeah.
With his agave plants, they didn't have none planning for him. They thought, well, look, nigga, we giving you $62 million a year.
Right, just sell us stuff and shut your mouth.
Yeah, we giving, but that's how they, even with basketball players, dude, you getting 40, 30, we giving you $100 million contract. You shut up and dribble that ball. Yep. That's why, same with football players.
Right.
They don't want nobody to wake up, and if they start trying to, I'm not going to say nobody, let me just say blacks.
So let's say the modern day, because in the 60s, you had Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Lou Alcindor, you had all of them brothers, and then when they tried to draft Ali, they stopped and supported them. Like, okay, Jim Brown, like, I play for the Cleveland Browns, what you gonna do?
How many people supported Kaepernick?
Nobody. And he ain't had an opportunity to play since then, and I think Harbaugh might have him as a staff member.
Oh, okay, that's the way the NFL said, boy, we let you back in.
But you can't play.
Facts. See, this the game. Look at Ice Cube. Look how the NBA did him with the big three. They didn't want, he created something for if you retired, you can still come back and get money. We the only ones when it come to our genre. That's just like with rappers. Oh, no, at a certain age, you too old. How old is Mick Jagger?
80.
And he's still
doing it, yeah.
Ain't nobody told rock and rollers it's too old for them. But when it come to us, you too old.
Well, that's because they've also changed the genre of music too, right? Now you got this other trash that's talking about horrible stuff that's garbage. But now, I'm not saying that the music not tight. I like the music. The message is absolutely horrible.
Oh, yeah.
The message is horrible. Genius making the music. You just play the music, but no, you gotta be more decadent. So what that does is, of course, who are they? You're not talking about me. You're not objectifying me. You're objectifying our women. Keep on making slaves.
But it'll be a person that look like me or you will tell you that's not real. But you can see it's going on.
You see it. You can. People are always going to be opposed to it.
Yeah.
Because they've been blinded by it. They want to kumbaya and sit at the table. They want to sit at the table. And that's cool if you do, but it also means that I can't trust you.
Right.
Because I can't trust you. And then I don't need you. What do they do? Oh, you know what? I didn't know that I needed y'all. No. Stay over there at that table.
Right.
Because that table's burning.
Right.
Stay over there at the table you want to be at. That table's burning up. In that house that's burning up. And you stay on over there.
Right.
And go ahead on and do it and do that.
Right.
Because you want to sit around here and tell me that this is wrong, but the system is in place.
Right. Yeah.
They have a city named after this man.
And that's how you know we've been played for so long. But it's our own people who keeping us asleep.
Absolutely.
The certain ones, not all.
No.
There's some out there who, you know what I'm saying, plenty who want us to wake up.
Right.
But the ones that they putting in these positions.
Because guess what? We want that position too.
Yeah.
We want that position. We don't want to sit around here and continue to have to, eat canned beans that we warm up over a candle.
Right.
When can I have my steak? No, man, give me the beans. I'm straight.
Right.
Because that way I know that I processed them beans. Or at least I got them from Goods.
Right.
And that's who I need to get them beans from. And I warm them up over a candle.
Right.
Because eventually if enough people decide to understand, you know what? Maybe Brother Elliott was talking about something that makes sense. So let's make sure he's straight. Which is how it should be.
Right. But that's how we got to get, though. I mean, I just think we got to, once we can cut away the fat, we can get to the meat.
Yeah.
And what I mean by the fat, all these people, to me, I feel like it's a lot of agents that they done sent out to disrupt everything.
Absolutely.
But we can't see them because sometimes that agent might be your friend.
Yeah, but they always do that.
Yeah. and I think that's why, because I'm looking at this 11 years come April.
Mm-hmm.
Flint water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flint water.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the help at?
Mm-hmm.
Kids ain't even got the money to doss. They, like you said, they waiting on them people to die off before they have to pay.
So that's how litigation happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Litigation is, okay, well, we got money set aside for you and blah, 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 blah. But by the time you get it and such get his 30% or 33%, and such get this, and administrative fees, each and every one of y'all get $1.25.
Yeah, and then they put a cap. What I didn't understand, even the mind state of the people where the kids gonna get more. How you gonna take care of the kids if the parents is? It's like, it's crazy. Everybody was poisoned. You can't see, and that goes back to, like you say, that Willie Lynch, when you doing a divide. Now the kids get more than the adults gonna get. That's just how it is. You creating a gap. You creating some BS right there, even doing that. But that letter's not real.
But why is it an issue that the kids get more if they hopefully supposedly outlive you? What's wrong with that? If I get 5,000 and my son get 30,000, I'm straight.
But that's even right there. That's crazy. What you like 5? Like, this is what they want.
Yeah, that's low. Those are low numbers.
I get what you say.
Yeah.
But look how they playing.
Yeah.
But it's just like how they playing. Then the kid, it's a stipulation how they get it. They got to wait till they get 18.
Right.
So they drawing interest off of it.
Yeah. And they making more money off the interest than the $5,000.
And that's all.
But see, that's business though.
Yeah,
but it's their business.
Yeah. You're right.
It's their business.
Yeah.
It's their
Right.
business.
Yeah, right.
Because this is nothing but business.
Yeah.
Slavery was nothing but business. All this stuff was nothing but business. It was hatred, of course. Why would you hate somebody that created all of the
See, moving the finish line for more reasons to disqualify you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This what they do.
But if we know that, then there's we should be doing something.
Nah, we ain't gonna never be on the same. See, back in the day, I'm not saying they all right, because believe me, a lot of them people got took out with the ages.
Yeah.
But you would think we would know how to understand the movement from seeing history, how they did it back then.
But what it is if you have the opportunity to say, okay, what do I benefit from studying the history of our people when every one of the leaders was killed in some way, shape, or form?
Right.
So then some people go like, well, what's the point? And you go, I'm going to end up being dead. I'm not going to get anything out of it, and people are not going to change. So why not to? Why would I change that? But the other people are driven because God say you got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us, it's a gift and a curse because it's a lonely life.
Right.
Because no, I'm talking this with you. Yeah. Next week I talk between today and the next time we meet, ain't nobody to talk to. It's a lonely life.
Right.
My son knows what he knows, and I have to apologize to him all the time for cursing him for 23, almost 24 years. He'll be 24 in March. This is all you've heard your dad talk about. Your dad and his brothers and all the people around him. This is all you heard them talk about was this stuff. And I understand. Some women, they can't handle that. Okay. And that's okay. Not that I don't love you, but I'm not changing this because this is how God made me.
Yeah, but that's the low frequency.
Right.
Yeah, when you're dealing with people on low frequency, even now, don't get me wrong, it's hard for me to go hang out with like I used to hang out.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's right.
It's hard for me to go deal with after when you seeing the game that's being played.
Yeah.
Believe me, I want to go, but I'll be like.
If you go out, you go out by yourself.
Yeah, but I have to be around people who talking like this though.
Right.
Now,
right.
I be saying like
right.
You know what I'm saying, the party or we just drink. No, I need to be around something that's gonna challenge, like what we talking about, what's going on, not the. Oh man, this this the new thing that's going on, the new clothes or the new designer drug you hearing this and that. To me, that's
low level stuff.
Yeah,
I think the last time I went to our local cigar bar, I know this is it. We're gonna get out of here
for sure.
And purposefully, I acted like I was on the phone and I was loud. Well, nobody on the phone. But I acted like I was on the phone and I was loud. I was having this conversation. And I was loud on purpose, right? And I got animated just because I wanted to make sure the people at the place was listening. So eventually it started to get quieter and quieter and quieter, right? So I knew that they were picking up on where I was coming from. So then a couple people come over and we start having a conversation. You want to oppose me, but you want to oppose me based on emotion, not based on fact.
Right.
That's where you get your facts from. I called this book, 4 or 5 books. I said, where you get yours from? Well, I just thought. Don't want to hear what you thought.
Yeah.
Where'd you get your facts from?
Yeah,
show me. Show me.
Show and prove,
Show,
as they
show
would
and
say.
prove. Right. Because even the Bible says, study to show thyself approved.
Right.
And I said that. I quoted it 17 times.
Yeah.
Study to show thyself approved. I said, bro, you just coming up with 2 pieces of information that you put together. I'm telling you, I get, 3,000-4,000 books that I can destroy anything you're talking about. I'm not trying to argue with you.
Right.
I'm trying to see if you want to be enlightened and uplifted. Well, what book would you recommend? I said, get this book, start out with this one, then we go from there. Cool. They ain't seen them since.
No.
Because right.
Yeah.
Because, and I get it that people want to go have a good time, but come on, baby, I ski. Skiers are the biggest partying group of people on the planet.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have this conversation with them. And there are a few people that want to hear this conversation, and they'll either find me or we'll run across each other, but I can't have this conversation under normal circumstances with that group of people because they not understand and listen to it. I got one of my sisters was writing a book. I'm like, when you come out with part 2? Because part 1 came out 3, 4, 5 years ago. 3 years ago. I done read it 3 times. It was a good book. When you come out? Well, I'm working on it. Why are you taking so long?
Writer's block.
They gonna say, well, I said, no, baby. If the first one was such and such, then you should be running the second one right after that.
Right.
Keep running them until the fire catch. Keep running them until the fire catch. And then when it catch, the people that go by the first one, then next thing you know, you're not working anymore. Only thing you're doing is writing. That's how Stephen King did it. That's how all these other writers do it. I got a goddaughter, I tell her the same thing. Write some wonderful stuff. Stop, write, folk, write. Well, Dad, no, I don't want to hear well, Dad. Write the damn book.
Right.
I even gave her a book to write. She ain't touched it. She ain't touched it. But she'll get there. She'll get there. She'll get there. She'll get inspired and get there. She'll get inspired to get there.
Yeah.
But I got another brother and my sister that just passed. So on my head, when you gonna write this book? You got a book. You got a book and you write this book. You got to write this book.
Right.
Baby. And it's coming because I've been working on it. But when I write this book,
I want you to put it on.
You already know.
Display it on the
We
show.
already know.
Facts.
You already know.
Yeah.
Family, thank y'all very much. This is, happy Go Study Your History Month. But don't stop just because it's February. Study it every single day.
Right.
Study it for the rest of your life. Study and show thyself approved. Hope Uncle Mick's going to post this. We're going to be here Friday?
Yeah, we're going to be on Friday.
Okay, we're going to be 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be here. So you be here.
So you want me to come right after school?
Yeah,
I can come right after school.
No,
so about 4:30 then.
Yeah,
Yep, we're 4:30.
It's a free day.
Okay, so 4:30 we on Friday.
We can give them 60 minutes of Black History.
We're going to give them, so we're going to,
And you're going to still be back on Sunday.
On Sunday? Okay, my baby.
So we working Friday and Sunday now.
Okay, cool. Because we gotta wake up, bro. We gotta wake up. Because if not, then we sacrificing our children to the gas chamber.
Yeah, because I gotta get you out here to the people so they can understand.
Yeah.
Friday and Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday on 1:30.
Friday at 4:30.
Yeah, between 4:30 and 4. When you get here, we'll be alive.
Yep. Okay. All right, family. We'll see y'all on Friday, 4:30.
Facts.
Part 2. So get ready for the fire, because here we come. All right, Mr. Dumas, appreciate you. Peace.
Peace, family.